Hello everyone and welcome back to another Let's Talk video. I am Jade and today, I want to talk about something that's pretty important. Something that is also a little bit heavy. Again, this is for my younger audience. If you are watching this, please be aware that these topics are heavy and these are not necessarily things that I think you should consider or to have to think about at such a young age. If this is you, if this applies to you, please, I do not care, please stop off this video. Today, I was just watching the Impulse and Skids podcast. The Impulse and Skids podcast. It is one of my dearly favourite podcasts of all time, and as a new episode comes out, I have my thoughts of it. I have my personal opinion about it, and I want to sort of talk about it here, where I have my own space to discuss the things that I deem important. This latest episode that I just watched, it's going to be probably close to a few weeks to a month old at this point, by the time you guys are seeing it. But, you guys, this latest topic has been about grief, specifically finding acceptance. And now, I don't want to go into that sort of space because I am not qualified, I'm not the person who should be talking about it. But I have been through some experiences that I think are worth talking about and addressing here in this space. One thing they mentioned on this podcast was that analogy, that when you break a bone, it grows stronger. And while I don't know the science behind that, I don't know if medically that's true or not, please guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I like that idea of that when something breaks, when something hurts, when something bad happens, we come back stronger. And while that may not always be the case, it definitely may take time, I do believe there's a lot of truth in that statement. I'm going to need some more sugarcane. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, I haven't been through a lot. I'm fairly young, and while I'm not showing my age, you need to know that when I don't know if I want to share this. Basically, the pretty big life event that I'm talking about, COVID, the pandemic, happened when I was studying. I'm not going to tell you when or where, that is personal information and you guys do not get to know that. But the things that happened during that time helped me to grow a lot. And I want to start with the first thing, and that is mental health. I faced some pretty rough mental health issues in that time, and in that space, and I'm in a lot better position than I was then. I'm just going to leave it at that. Though COVID, the pandemic, really initiated that for me. It really began this endless spiral, and while I didn't know it then, it was also going to be the catalyst for a whole lot of growth. Through my experiences, I have really learnt, the value of self-care. I have learnt the immense amount of power that caring for yourself and taking care of yourself can bring about. And I've also learnt how important it is to have your own space and to be able to just do things you want. Impermanence. The impermanence of life. It's there, it's continuous, and it's always around us. A key part of the impermanence of life is that we are all going to face a challenge. Each challenge is going to hurt us in some way. Whether that be big or small, it's going to have some sort of effect. This is a really cool water area. Pond, water. It's going to have an effect. Now, personally, I think that effect on us and that effect that it can have on us can be a positive or negative one. And I really hope for you guys it's positive. I really hope you take your pain, you take your suffering, you take whatever you're feeling and you turn it into something good. For me, when I went through those mental health issues, I really became aware, like really, really aware of the general sadness and the generally just how awful the world can be at some points. It was in that space where I found that my friend group, the friends that I've been talking to for years, were not good people. And while they weren't doing like drugs or alcohol or things like that, they were really, really cliquey type people. People who were friends with you for the benefit of themselves. They were with you so that way you could help them prove a point, and they were very pivotal societal people. In other words, the popular girls. As ashamed as I am to admit this, they would love to gossip about other people and I would just join in. I knew that it was wrong. I didn't stop it and I kept doing it. Additionally, I, used a lot of swears. Swearing to them was not a bad thing at all. So they did it all the time. And I think for learning from that space of being not only in a negative mindset, but also being surrounded by people who did not really support me, who were not friends for me, but they were friends for themselves, was really hard. And that was a massive challenge, and that's something that, looking back on now, I am realizing just how much how much emphasis I place on that relationship, but also how much emphasis that I place on needing to be popular. Through that experience, I learned the power of being yourself. I learned how incredible it is and how liberating it feels to just be your own person. To not be doing things for others, but to do things for things you truly enjoy. And because of that experience, I have seen people who I care about in similar positions. And while I haven't gone, hey, this person's not good, don't be with them, don't hang out with them, don't talk to them, I have found it easier to connect with them and just say, hey, you know what, I don't think this person's got your best interests at heart. I respect your relationship with this person, but I do think they are not a good influence on your life. And while some people are really receptive to that, sorry guys, I'm still getting over being sick, but my voice is back at least, mostly. Well, some people will take that to heart and really consider your points and really, really care about what you think of them. Other people will take it as an attack, like a personal attack on themselves, because you criticized their relationship. Both of these responses are completely valid, but I think one of these responses shows you who they are. Sorry, both of them show them who they are. One of these should be a person you strive to be around, and one of these should be a person that you may consider letting go from your life. Sorry guys, maybe some background noise. Not too sure about that. Yeah. I really wanted to address that first up, because the idea... What am I talking about? Sorry, I need to get back to them. The pain that we feel, however big, however small, is going to shape us. It's just choosing how we let it shape us that can matter. For some people, they may respect you more if you do certain things. But are they people that you really want respect from, or are they people that you want to shape yourself to not be like? I want to speak into this as well, because other people, I've also had relationships in my life where people who I've met, who I thought were really good people, wherever I look at people, they were genuinely good. But in some way or another, those people left. As we got closer together, as we understood each other more. They really changed. And I think it's normal for people to change, and I think it's completely, it's going to happen. Oh, we're getting hungry. But I do want to question, if the person changes and they start to become something that is not right, if they start to become someone who is putting others down instead of bringing them up, if the person is starting to become a negative influence in your life, I think it is okay to let them go. And I don't mean let them go as in, you have rights over them, go get rid of them, go make sure they're not in your life anymore. I mean simply, if the person is in your life is hurting you, or the person in your life is not an equal, do you want them to be in your life? I know these are big questions, and these aren't questions that we should take lightly. For me, I've had plenty of friendships go sideways, and that is definitely had to be a question that I've asked myself is, by being friends with this person, does it hurt me? Do I long for something that they can't provide me? Do I long for a feeling of connection that I can't quite get? I think those are all pretty important things to consider when, debating, is this person someone who I want in my life? Because I hate to admit it, but our lives are short. We have very limited time. And I think with the amount of time that we get, we should enjoy it to the max. I hate saying YOLO, but YOLO. You only live once. You can create spaces where you get to be the true you. Whether or not that is an online space where you film YouTube videos and you record them and upload them every week, or that is a space where you get to feel like you belong. Either way, wherever that is for you, whatever that is, let it be a reflection of the true you. Yeah. I'm just going to break down these leaves until I find some trees. There we go. You should be able to reach that one. There we go. There's one there. Then I have to pillar up some dirt. You guys, I do also want to say that this doesn't mean like it's a be-all end-all. You can give people second chances. I honestly think it's really good to give people second chances because you get to see who they are. Maybe that day they were having a really bad time. They weren't feeling good, or maybe something big happened in their life and something, an interaction with you just happened to be the catalyst. Happened to make them feel the need to take their anger out or take their pain out on you. We all have times, we all have situations where we just aren't going to be able to give it our 100%. And whatever that is at a time. Maybe we can only, afford to give them 20% of our time. 20% of our energy. And once that max is reached, we just can't do it anymore. Can't do it, just we can't deal with that person. I think it is completely okay to give people second chances. Because we don't always know the circumstances that another person is in. I think it's also really important to give them people second chances. Because they also may experience what it's like to not have you in their life. Does not having you in their life make it 10% worse for them? Does it make it 5% worse? Does it make it 1% worse? Are you someone in their life that they should keep and they should want to keep? And by learning that and by finding the value in that, will they become better people? These have all been pretty big things. I mean, I can only really talk about this from a friendship standpoint because I've never really had a relationship with another man. But I think it also applies to relationships too. And I think if your partner does not love you for you, if your partner does something that you're not particularly fond of, take a second, think about circumstances, and try your best to figure it out. Obviously, it isn't going to work 100% of the time. Nothing is. Nothing is a complete fix. But this is it. Yeah. I want to keep going about this growth of character. Because as people, we all grow. And I know I talked about people changing for the worse, but people change for the better as well. People are constantly learning. I mean, take this. I came into YouTube having been on Java Edition for about 2 weeks. From then, I didn't even know how to sprint, let alone be able to build, how to play. I had to look up YouTube videos on how to figure out the controls and, why aren't my arrow keys working, because I thought it was an arrow key game. But people learn. And I think at the root of it, learning is not just this thing that we have to do. Learning is figuring out what different things do. Learning is like, think about a small child, a kid. They don't know that asking a woman's age is disrespectful. They need to learn that. They don't know instantly that different societal norms occur and they have this effect. It is pretty important to just be constantly learning. Fireworks. I need a little bit more. Anyway, that is my 2 cents, guys. Do you think people can change? Do you think that it's important to learn from your mistakes? Is it important to grow as a human? What do you think? I really hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today, or this little Let's Talk with me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope it maybe makes a change, makes you think in a slightly different light next time. I hope you all enjoyed this, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!